Plaintiff Roberta Payne is suing her former tenant, Marco Marino, for damaged property and pain and suffering due to elder abuse. Roberta believes Marco lied about his past and destroyed her apartment, but Marco is countersuing for harassment and child endangerment because he says the plaintiff broke into his car, eavesdropped on him, and cursed him out in front of his children.
This afternoon, Roberta Payne is suing Marco Marino for damaged property, pain, and suffering due to elder abuse?
Yes.
All right, and the defendant is countersuing his former landlord for harassment and child endangerment. All right, Roberta, why don't you start?
Okay, I'm an 81-year-old woman.
You look terrific for 81.
Thank you.
Good for you.
I've always been strong. I figured I was pretty smart. I'm very active, and I didn't think I would ever be dumb enough to make the mistake of renting a room to Marco Marino. This man here, he's a cross between a refrigerator and a bald baboon, and I've had...
Oh, come on, Roberta, that's not nice.
Okay. I had him as a tenant because when he came to my house, he said he was a maintenance man. And I live on 3 acres, and I have a large house, and I'm alone.
That's a big place.
That's a big place. So I thought this was someone dropped in from heaven because he said he was a maintenance man.
How did you meet the defendant?
I read an ad in the newspaper for someone to come and rent my room.
All right, so you ran the ad.
Yes, I ran the ad.
And then you answered an ad. Is that how you met the plaintiff?
Correct.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
He came and he misrepresented himself, so I took him in by saying he was a maintenance man, and actually he was not a very nice man. He was a nuisance from the very beginning.
All right, so he moves in with you?
He moved in and then...
Into the house?
No. It's a room on the other side of my garage.
All right, and is there an agreement between the two of you regarding how you're going to pay him or whether he's going to pay you?
I gave him very cheap rent. He had this lovely, lovely room for $600 a month. And he...
Was that the agreement, $600 a month?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a written agreement, a lease, a rental agreement?
I have
of
a
any
rental
kind?
agreement.
Okay, may I see it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and Marco, you signed this? Did you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so there's no question that this is an agreement that the two of you entered into so that you could move into her that room for $600 a month.
Correct.
Good. All right, so far so good. What happened?
June the 1st, he stopped paying his rent. On June the 6th, it was evident that he was not going to pay his rent, so I gave him a 3-day eviction notice. Here's the 30-day notice he gave me back. He followed with this...
I, Marco, give Roberta Payne 30-day notice. I'll be leaving by the 6th of July due to unlivable conditions, i.e. sewer backup. We'll get to you in a minute.
Okay, so I was very concerned when he said the sewer was backing up. So I wanted to go in that room. I told him I would like to come in 24 hours. I asked him to be there so I could come in there with I was going to take a sheriff with me.
To do what? To look at the sewer?
To look at my toilet to see if it was backing up and to look at the air conditioner.
Wait a minute, wasn't he on the property to fix things up?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you bring the sheriff in?
He broke, because before I could go in there, I went out there to try the locks. We waited 2 hours for him to be home so he would let us in, but he didn't. So I went in there and he had broken all the locks on the door. My keys did not work. So I couldn't get in.
Did he replace the locks, Roberta, or did he break them?
He broke them. He did something that broke the locks. I could not use my key. The front door, the screen, he tore the screen all to pieces. And
do you have evidence of this, Roberta?
Oh, yes, I have all kinds of damage that he did.
Well, let's see the pictures that you have. Okay, Marco.
Yes, Your
Talk
Honor.
to me.
She seems like a nice older lady. This is a piranha in a goldfish uniform, okay, in a goldfish bowl.
I'm a what?
Hold on a second,
All right.
Marco. What am I looking at? What is this? Is this water damage?
It's water damage. He had evidently stopped at the toilet.
Let me ask you a question. Why isn't the water damage near the toilet? Why is it over here?
I can answer it. If you look clearly enough, that shower right to your left is the base pan, the white line.
This is a shower?
That's a shower pan, and
Right.
the shower doors don't shut correctly. So when you shower, the water flies out of the shower door at the bottom, and it soaks the bottom of the carpet. That's exactly what that is. It's no flooded toilet. It's not a broken toilet.
What is this?
That is where he took a pickaxe and hit the outside of my house 2 times.
If a person were to stand here, you couldn't be on the ground and be near the top.
Yes, it's only about 8 feet tall, and if you had a pickaxe, you could hit it pretty hard and pretty good. Then that's what's happened right there.
What's this? We got a door missing here?
Yes, he tore that door off of that cabinet. You'd be surprised how ingenious this man is of things he could do. He picked his nose and wiped it on the wall. What kind of a mind?
This is from a heavily medicated individual you're listening to, Judge. Maybe I need to explain the pictures.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Because apparently she doesn't know what they are. First of all, a pickaxe has a point on it. And that would never happen to that cinder block wall. That is obviously damage from the backhoe and the forklift that were there doing her driveway. She forgot to mention that all the construction equipment that's been there for a month and a half, replacing all the driveway concrete. So
were you having the driveway repaired, Roberta?
I tried to put in a whole new driveway, and
done.
we had big machinery around there, and Marco did everything he could to keep me from doing it the right way. And he would refuse to move his car. He had cars there, and it would hold up these machines and this machinery and everything to do because
there was big machinery there.
Yes, but that is not caused by big machinery.
What happened to the door to the cabinet?
The door to the cabinet, the first time I opened it, came off.
Do you have pictures of the place before Marco moved in?
I do have.
Uh-oh. Okay, she's a very organized lady here.
Perfect. But you need to know what the pictures are about first.
Yeah, but how long after your husband passed, Roberta, did you rent the place to Marco?
Oh, my husband passed away 10 years ago.
This is your husband?
I really give you this picture because it shows the cantina sign up there over the bar.
Right.
And he broke 4 windows of stained glass that my husband did. And I can't get it replaced.
But these pictures, Roberta, are dated. They're 10 years old at the very least.
The pictures are not.
This is your husband. He's been dead for 10 years.
Oh, that picture.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That picture was taken 10 years ago. I mean, more than that.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Tell me about, where's the breakdown? You meet her, you're renting the place. After 3 months, you stop paying rent. Why?
I rented the room. Everything was great. Nice old lady, seems to be. In desperate need of some help, and she was scared to be on this 3 acres by herself.
Sure, I don't blame her.
Okay, great. Wonderful. She turns out to be a complete liar. One night, I caught her in my BMW, going through the glove box, and she goes, "Oh, I heard a noise outside again." I said, "Why are you in my car?" "Well, the windows are tinted. I figured I could see somebody." And the truth is she's going through my glove box. Another time, I went out to do my laundry, and she's leaning against my door, listening to see what's going on.
What was going on?
Watching TV, nothing. That's what I mean, the harassment and the snooping.
Roberta, were you in his car?
I was never in his car. I was never, ever in his car, in his truck, in his room.
She's completely out of line. She swears, cusses like a sailor in front of my kids. I came down the driveway one day with in my truck with the windows down, and she starts cussing up a storm. I had to roll up the windows and back out of the driveway so my kids wouldn't have to hear her mouth.
Did you cause the damage to that wall?
Absolutely not.
And the stained glass windows, you're saying you didn't break them?
Okay. The container sign, when I took the bottom piece of glass out to change the light bulb, that was at one time nailed in with little tiny tacks. It fell right out on top of me and it was already broken.
All right. What else?
She's still harassing me. She drives by my house all the time.
How does she know where you live?
Because she served me with a restraining order.
Did you get a restraining order?
I did. And we did drive to his house one time because my grandson-in-law was with me and he took the 2 claims up to him, the small claims and the restraining order. He took them to proof of service.
I didn't even go to that hearing because it's so ridiculous.
But you know what? She got a restraining order against you.
That's great. She can have it. It's a waste of the court's time and it's a waste of her time.
All right. Do you want to say anything else, Roberta?
Yes, I do, but I can't say it on television. I don't go by his house. Do I not have anything else to do? I'm busy all day long with activities. I wouldn't harass this man. He gave me phony references when he moved in. His sister called me and told me that she was his landlord before he'd lived there at 4 years in her condo.
Amber?
No, Amber's a friend.
Of whom?
Of his. He might have a friend.
The plaintiff is suing the defendant and alleging that he's liable for property damage, and you say elder abuse.
Because I filed elder abuse charges against him, because you can do that if he has hurt you financially as well as emotionally. And I was very emotionally damaged when this happened. When I went out there and saw this room, Your Honor, I was in tears. I was a crazy lady.
I understand.
I was a crazy lady.
And the defendant is countersuing you and claiming that you committed child abuse and harassment by swearing in front of your kids. Is that
Absolutely.
it? Okay. Let me tell you what my verdict is. I've heard enough. Now, the issue is whether or not you owe the plaintiff money. As far as this court is concerned, you owe her for June rent. That's number one. You've indicated to me that, when you move that cantina sign that broke because they only had like thumbtacks, you're liable for that. Now, the hole on the side of the house, Roberta, I don't believe for 1 second that he did that. No, Roberta. If there was big machinery on your property, that is too big a damage to be caused by him with a pick or anything else. He's not responsible for that. You can't prove it in this courtroom, all right? And the elderly abuse, you know what? That's just the aggravation that goes with owning property. So you don't collect for that, okay? All right, Marco.
Yes.
You get nothing for child abuse. You know what? There is no such thing as a civil action for child abuse. And you know what? Even if she's yelling and screaming, she's 81 years old. She's trying to keep property the way it was before. $895 for the plaintiff. Thank you.